Okay, awesome. All right, so how is everyone doing? I hope everyone is well. So tonight we're going to be talking primarily about making your offer and making a very valuable offer at that. So this will kind of, geared towards you guys being prepared to, when you're talking to people, to have something valuable enough for them to actually bite on and want to spend their money with you, because ultimately, us as business owners, creators, whatever your position, you ultimately want to start making some money. So we're going to be talking about offers tonight, and it's going to be more of a discussion. So as you guys have questions, put it in the chat, or you can kind of raise your hand so that we can kind of discuss it. So first things first, when you're building an offer, you have to realize that the offer has to be compelling enough, it has to be valuable enough that people literally feel that with what you're going to provide to them, whatever the cost, they're going to get much more out of it, sometimes 10x that. So, if you think about, let's just say you have an offer for your program, whatever that program might be, that it's $1,000. Well, potentially they should be able to eventually make about $10,000. If your program is just a couple of months, just a few weeks, you have to kind of decide on what is the metrics. What am I saying? How long this is going to potentially take for an average student going through my program, an average client going through my program? What has been the success rate? What do I believe you can actually get out of this if you do the work? Now, a lot of times as coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs, sometimes you kind of put yourself in a position where it's almost like, I know what I have is valuable, but it's kind of hard to articulate that. So if you're one of those individuals, like I was back in the day before I started working with my coach, I had to start looking at what I was offering, not so much what people said that they could get, because you'll get feedback when you're working with people. Like, let's just say you're doing Clubhouse. Hey, Tamika, I see that Tamika's on. Tamika's really dope at Clubhouse. If you're doing Clubhouse Room, Instagram, anywhere where you're in front of people, sometimes they can tell you what exactly you did for them, but it might not necessarily be what the offer is. Now, at that point, you really have to start deciding, if I'm getting all this feedback from people saying that they're receiving help from me in this particular way, maybe my offer needs to coincide with that. So for instance, here's what I'm going to say. For a very long time, I was putting myself only in the category of a business strategist, brand strategist. But what I started to see is a lot of entrepreneurs that I was working with, that I was actually helping. The feedback I got was, man, you really helped me develop. So this is why I pivoted. And now I'm calling myself a brand development coach, because this past 2-3 years heavy, I've been developing brands. I've been looking at people's systems and processes behind the scenes. I've been identifying if they're using an effective website, maybe they just needed a landing page. All of these different things has really evolved and helped me to understand that my place, my piece is within brand development. So you kind of have to ask yourself, are you doing a business simply to make money, or are you doing a business to really be able to help people and to feel good and sleep at night? Now, there's a lot of people making a whole lot of money, but they don't sleep that good at night. I'm able to sleep really, really good at night because I do what it is that I like to do and that I love to do. I'm not forced to be in a business. I'm not forced to be at a job that I don't enjoy doing. When I'm talking to clients throughout the day, when we're helping them with their business, that makes me feel good and I come alive. I want you guys thinking about, what is it that I'm really, really good at that I also can package together as an offer to sell to someone. Now, we're going to talk about this whole imposter syndrome and your confidence, stuff like that, because that does play a major role in it. Because if you don't see yourself as this successful person, yes, it's going to be very, very hard for you to command those type of dollars. When I first started, I was charging $50 a month, and I was excited about my $50 a month because I'm like, wow, I'm getting $50 from someone. I felt like I was robbing them. I literally felt like, oh shoot, they just gave me $50. They have no idea I'm about to do whatever I want with this money. It was different from working a full-time job and getting a paycheck. But this money coming from a client that actually I just use my skills for outside of a company, that was a little uncomfortable at first, y'all. It was a little uncomfortable. But then once my company started growing and I put $1,000 offer out there and someone said, is that it? That's all you're charging? I said, well, how much you trying to pay? And they said, well, it's too late now, man. You already said 1,000, I'm paying you 1,000. So I said, well, shoot, I kind of messed myself up, but not realizing my worth at the time. But I always suggest to clients, like when you're putting together your offer initially, if this is like your first rodeo, then it's okay to have a smaller package just to kind of get your feet wet. We're being more comfortable with talking about it. But once you start seeing the value totally exceeds what exactly people are paying, then you have to muster up the strength and ability and be confident enough to charge a little bit more, especially if you're using your time and resources to actually help people move from different levels in order for them to maximize their profit. It got to the point, y'all, in 2020, a close friend of mine has started working with our business to help with social media. She called me and said, you know, Manny, all this time we've been working together, all these years, like you've been helping me, like I'm a millionaire now. I said, well, congratulations, but I was a little salty, y'all, because I'm like, I'm not a millionaire yet. How the heck did you get there? What did I do to, what did I give you that you became a millionaire? She started walking me through this process of everything that she learned from me, and it literally blew my mind. That taught me that what I had was extremely valuable because it was literally producing millionaires. When I started working with my coach started producing millionaires, making millions in one day. So that totally shifted my mindset again. Now I'm to the point where I want to help my students, I want to help my clients understand that it's okay to be a little afraid in the beginning, but you got to put it out there because lo and behold, there's so much money out there, y'all, and people are ready and willing to spend it. You have to be that person that they're going to spend it on. You can't be this person that's just living this pie in the sky dream of one day I think I will make some money. No, this is going to be your day today. You just got to be confident and brave enough to put it out there. But taking a couple steps back, we got to start putting the offer together. We got to make sure that it's going to make sense for the person that's actually going to buy it. Take you out of the equation. Some of the thoughts that might be going on, well, this probably too much. They don't have the money. I'm not that good. I'm doubtful. I don't believe myself. Take all that out the water. Take all of it out. I want you to focus simply on creating a very valuable offer that is going to help someone get to this next level. Now, this could be in making them money, helping them get more success, helping their health improve, helping them get a better body, whatever that particular goal is in your industry that you're shooting for, totally fine. But you just want to make sure that that offer is valuable enough that when they think about parting with their money, they know that it's not just a good deal, but it's almost like an irresistible offer. Those are the type of offers that people buy it on. Like when you go to Bath and Body Works, right? Is that the word right one? Bath and Body Works with all the candles and lotions and smell good stuff. So when the average woman goes in there, men too, but when the average woman goes in there, they're looking for some amazing deals to the point where it's like, okay, I got to get that because this deal, this offer is not going to last long. I have to take advantage of it. This is the type of stuff that you want to put before your customers, your potential clients. Now, I don't believe in like gimmicky type of stuff, but there is nothing wrong with creating a sense of urgency for some of your offers. So if you have a $1,000 program, $2,500 program, $5,000 program, put the offer out there. Maybe you create some payment plan options for them, just so that they don't feel the pressure and the angst of paying everything up front. Maybe you provide some options for them to put a down payment, and then they can be a little bit more flexible with the future payments. Saying things like no credit check, no down payment. Those words we're already familiar with when we think about like cars and houses and other finance programs. So when you throw that out there within your offer, that makes them feel just as good as when the bank tells them no credit check, no this, no that. So tie some of those things in as you guys that was here last week, we talked about the book, Exactly What to Say. And I I hope by now you guys know that I'm the type of bold individual that just like stepping out there and doing stuff and taking risks and being uncomfortable. So I found the author online, followed him, he followed me back. I'm about to put his behind on the Manny Hall show just because I like him. It happened to be this guy that I interviewed last week on my show. He ended up telling me, oh yeah, Phil such and such, the guy, the author's name of the book, Exactly What to Say. He was like, yeah, he was just on my show. He's a real cool guy. Like, I can give you the right person to contact. And I'm like, wow, how easy. But in my mind, I never even conjured up the possibility of me talking to this amazing author who I love his book. Like, lo and behold, I can contact this guy and we can start a relationship. But it's these type of things that can sometimes get in our way with our level of thinking. So when you think about this offer, y'all, I want you to take you out of the equation and literally just build upon the value. Okay, if fear is the only thing stopping you, do it. Absolutely, I totally agree. Do it afraid. And I always say, y'all, I've said it countless times, the fear is not always the bad guy. It's really just there to protect you. It's like, hey, don't go over there. We've never been there before. It's scary. There might be some lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my, don't do it. But we have to tell that fear, hey, I'm okay. No, this is new territory, new ground for me, but I'm not afraid. I'm going to be okay at this next level. But as you transition into making higher offers and you start to see all this money come in, sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming. That first time when I saw $13,000 that I made in my bank, on my bank statement for 1 month, I said, wait a minute, I just took $13,000 from someone. Like, this is ridiculous. I've been stealing the money, I gotta give them money back. But then I had to remember, no, I provided value. Just like the light company, keep the lights on. The gas company, they do their job. They provide the service and we have to pay for it. Now, truthfully so, we probably could pay much more for gas and electricity and water and some of these other things we pay for, but we got a pretty good deal. So it's an irresistible offer. These are the kind of things that you want to put together for your potential customers and clients. Now, in terms of freebies, freebies is like that thing that's a lead magnet that's going to draw them a little bit closer to the big offer that you have to sell to them. The freebie can sometimes be a guide. There's 5 or 6 pages, sometimes 10 pages, an ebook. Sometimes it can be a checklist. It's just something to get them to bite on your program as a whole, to kind of get into your ecosystem. Because ultimately, when they get that freebie, they're going to provide their email address. So now, since they have given you the email address, you're emailing them once a week. And it's captivating content by email. We did a talk about email marketing. For those that want to get that link that doesn't have it, let me know. I can send it over to you. But within here, you're giving people the opportunity to see a little bit more about who you are, what you have to offer. And as they bite on the freebie, and then maybe you have like a $5.99 offer, a $10.99 offer, have a continuity program. Like, we're talking about Rose has her program, they meet weekly. Like, everyone needs a continuity offer where this is like a way for people to get exposed to who you are. Maybe it's bi-weekly, maybe it's weekly, maybe it's monthly. But here's a way for them to kind of get into the fold. And again, this continuity offer can be as low as like $19 a month, $29.99 a month, $99 a month. You choose what exactly you're going to offer, but ultimately there's a way to kind of move them through these stages. Is this making sense to y'all? And so far, is there any questions so we can make sure that those is answered? So I want to make sure that y'all really get this so that we can start making some offers out there and start getting paid. And some of y'all can leave your job. Some of y'all can just make more money for your business. So any questions so far before I move on? Okay, awesome. So the biggest way to start promoting this offer once you have put it together is going to be you using things like social media, using Clubhouse, using Facebook, to talk to your audience and really build your tribe. Now, building a tribe is not always easy, but I found that this is the easiest way to get people to buy on your high ticket offers. Now, you can have what's called like a medium offer, which will be like your core product offer. Sometimes this can be like, let's just say your big ticket offer is 10,000, right? Or 20,000. Maybe the smaller package is a couple thousand, it's 5,000. And even that might scare you, but you have no idea, guys. I'm telling you from experience, you have no idea the amount of people that are ready and willing to spend money with you because they love you so much. They think that you're the bomb, but you just don't have no offer out there. And sometimes if you only have this small offer where they're only spending $100 or $50 here and there, then they want more. But these individuals that are used to paying top dollar for products and services, they're not going to spend that couple $100 with you because they feel like it's too cheap. And they're probably not going to get a whole lot out of it. So for these individuals that are a little bit more wealthier, that love luxury items, luxury services, you got to create something luxury for them. You have to have these high ticket offers for them to almost feel justified to be able to work with you. Because sometimes when they just checking out your page, they like, well, she seems cool, but I don't know if she really on my level. But as soon as they see that offer that 5,000, 10,000, 25,000, 50,000, then they're like, oh shoot, she came to play. So I'm ready to work with her. I'm ready to work with him because I feel that they are going to provide some immediate value to help me get to the next level. And your offer is not overnight success. So never promise that. I want to make sure that that's clear. Never promise overnight success, or you're going to get $1 million in 30 days. You're going to get $1 million in 60 days, 90 days. Don't promise that. Realistically, if you do the work, I have no idea how successful you can be. Your potential to be crazy successful might far outseed my expectations for you. I might be thinking that you can potentially make 10,000. You might mess around here and use these tools that I gave you and make 50,000. So it's like, you don't want to box yourself in by saying, well, everybody makes an extra 10,000. No, don't say it. Don't say everybody makes extra 5,000. Have no idea the success that they can have if they apply these principles the right way. So going back to the offer itself, when I talk about value, this is not like fluffy value. This is like your experience, stuff that you've currently gone through or have gone through, as well as stuff that you've learned along the way, stuff that you've learned in books, stuff that you've learned online from other people. Put that inside of your resource to actually be able to help them. Now, this high ticket offer that I'm talking about, this can either be like a course that people are taking in different modules, or this could be one-on-one, or this could be a coaching program. I feel like the best way to maximize profit and take your time back is through courses, or at least like a group coaching program. When you have to work with people one-on-one, it's not that they can't get the value out of it. It's just simply that it's not as efficient as it can be, because you're doing all the work, working with them one-on-one, and it can be tiring. And for me, like, I try not to even take more than 10 clients at a current time, because I don't want to be exhausted. I don't want that angst of taking their problems and their different things that they're going through on top of my business and my personal life. So I like to keep it to about 10. You know, you can do more than that depending on the flexibility. It might be somebody that's single, that ain't got no kids, it's just you, totally fine. Then take 20, take 25 clients. But for one-on-one, I try not to do more than 10. Now, group coaching, that can be up to 50, 60, that can be 70 people. Like, I've seen people with 100 to 150 people inside of their group program. One of my favorite guys, if you are familiar with the guy that does Social Proof podcast, absolutely amazing guy. He has a morning meetup. They actually meet every single day. And I think that his program is like $29 a month. So there's a lot of different options. You guys can definitely do your research. And that is what I would call the continuity offer. So the continuity offer, again, meeting weekly. His is actually daily. I think it's Monday through Friday, every single morning. He calls it the morning meetup. So you can structure it like that. You can do group coaching and call it a mastermind, call it an inner circle, call it a boot camp. There's a lot of different ways and strategies in order to build it. But ultimately, you want to make sure that they're getting some value out of working with you. And if you can, again, 10x the amount of money they can make, or success, or habits, or mindset, or their life is abundant now, those are the things that you want to think about. And if you have testimonials, you want to use them immediately. You want to put them on your page if you're building your offer through a landing page. And I would suggest using a landing page for your offer much more than using a website. If you use a website, sometimes the challenge is now they got to fish around for where to actually get to that particular part where it is your offer. The landing page is quite simple. They can literally just fill out a quick form. You give them some information. They can see some testimonial videos, or at least some written quoted testimonials of people that you've worked with. And then that sometimes is enough for people to bite on and say, okay, let me check this program out. From there, you can, for these like group coaching programs or one-on-one, it's like a high ticket offer. From there, you can lead them to maybe a 10 to 15 minute discovery call with you. And maybe they're not even talking to you. Maybe they're talking to one of your assistants, just to kind of disqualify people that might be a waste of your time, that might not be a good fit. So from there, once the qualifications is made, then you take them into the program and say, look, lo and behold, this is everything that I can offer you. And then you explain how much it costs, what kind of payment plans you can potentially offer to them, and then you move forward. So my mentors program, this is $150,000, right? He walks through this journey with you for an entire year. So it's basically $150,000 for 12 months. Within that time, he has a 3-month payment plan. Sometimes people just pay the whole thing because they got it like that. So it's like you never know. But ultimately, going back to that same statement, you want to make sure that this thing is valuable so that when I'm paying a large amount of money, I don't feel like I was cheated. I don't feel like the feeling of buyer's remorse, because we've all had that. You leave somewhere like, oh, I bought this thing, it wasn't even worth it. You don't want that feeling for anybody, because then they'll go tell other people, yeah, I bought this thing, it really wasn't worth it. Going back to that percentage I told you a long time ago, y'all, that is only about 7% of people that actually buy a course and use the information. So it's only about 7% of the people that buy courses actually use the information and apply it. So if you're someone that feels like you can provide much more value with actually talking to them and putting them in a room with other people, then do that. Because that way you can really hear the feedback and see what it is that you actually did for them that actually helped. So you'll see their journey starting to transform through this time with everybody working together. The other students within the group, they'll get excited at somebody else's success and they'll feel like they're right on the way. And the next thing you know, you got success. So questions so far? I know I gave you all a lot. I want to make sure that y'all really getting this. And if there's any questions, any nuances along the way, like let's discuss them so that you don't get off of this meeting and then like, I should have asked that question. I don't know what to do about this now. Like ask the question right now so that we can talk through it. And let me ask you guys a question. Does everyone have an offer? Is anybody putting it together currently? Like what's the status on your offer and your program? Awesome. Okay, Tamika got one. Y'all are in a safe space, so don't feel like you got to have it all together. If you don't, that's okay. Like we're all a work in progress, getting to the next level. That's a really great question. So what I would do, Jay, is look at what it is that you're trying to offer and put yourself in that equation. Now, many times we won't always be our customer or our client, but put yourself in the frame of mind of somebody potentially buying from you. And the stuff that you're offering, can this get results for the average person? And if so, at what cost? How long will it take them? How much weight and energy will it take from you being able to help them articulate what they need to do in order to get to the next level? So like Jay has an amazing podcast and show that he has on YouTube, and now he's helping other business owners get their podcasts off the ground as well. So when you kind of look at your price point, maybe up against what others are doing, like I just mentioned, the Social Proof podcast guy, David Shands, he has this continuity offer again. I think it's $29 a month, meeting 5 days a week for 30 days, right? Maybe you could do something similar, but then when you think about your high ticket offer, based off of the success that you've gotten so far, can you help them at least get there? So what I wouldn't do is offer to get them results that you haven't gotten yourself. Like, I'm never claiming that I can make someone a millionaire in 3 months. I am claiming that I've made millionaires, even though I haven't got my million myself, because of these particular strategies that they have used in order to reach that success. I can get people to 100,000 because I've done that easily. Well, it wasn't easy, but I've gotten there. So I can at least say $100,000, I know how to get that to you in a year. But now when we start to moving into other pieces of the puzzle, I haven't actually did that. So I'm not talking about that. I'm only talking about the expertise that I know that I've collected and gained over time as I've built my own business. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, 79 a month. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that he got that boy up. Okay, that's a nice little jump. He didn't even put another 7 on it to me. He put a 9 on it at the end, said, no, it ain't gonna be 77 to 79, brothers and sisters. So that's cool. Yes, I have an offer group coming to an end, and I will be offering a high ticket offer. Awesome, awesome. Okay, perfect, Selena. Glad to hear that. So just so that we're clear, how many coaches do we have in the room? Yep, surveys is good too. Great point, Jessica. Okay, so if you're a coach or a consultant, just put a 1 in the chat. Okay. Okay. I don't consider myself a coach yet because I'm just gonna start. Okay, and we're gonna talk about that, Stacey. Thanks for pointing that out. Keith, where would you consider yourself? And Keith, with all your talents and stuff that you have, like I believe that you are a coach. But what do you consider yourself? Now, Stacey, let me get to your point. I believe strongly, okay, content creator. Okay. So we're going to talk through that a little bit more. Stacey, I strongly believe that in order to be a successful coach, you have to already believe that you are a successful coach before you actually come in. You are not going to be able to one day overnight have all the success. So now it's time to start thinking like a successful coach. What do successful coaches do? What kind of mindset do they have? What are they doing on social media? So then that way you start exemplifying the same type of behaviors, and then it's going to be easy for your mind to believe that you are a coach right now. But if you keep that thought right now that I'm not a coach because I'm just getting started, then that is the way that it's going to work. For the people that have been on your page right now, Stacey, there's probably several people that will pay you a nice amount of money to coach them because of the value that you've already been bringing. But now it's time for you to be able to see yourself that way. Because if you don't see yourself that way, you're not going to make any money. And that's the unfortunate truth, that there are so many talented people that don't see themselves as somebody that has enough value to command money, so they never do. And they sit there and wait, and for years and years and years, then you look back, and then you somehow think that you have to go through this exasperated process to almost qualify to be a coach, when that's literally not even a part of the process. It's just you one day tapping in and believing that this is who you are. I believe God gave all of us permission. I said jokingly on the live yesterday that like back in the day when we were in school, we had to get permission slips, right? And now there are no permission slips. You don't have to get nothing signed to go on this field trip. This field trip is the kind of, you literally just walk up to the people that are in charge and say, listen, this is who I am coming on the field trip. I'm coming. There's no permission slips needed, Stacey. Now, from this moment forward, you be the coach that you know that you want to be. Now, showing up is going to look a little bit different because there's going to be stages and steps to that, but you need to start thinking of yourself as this amazing coach right now. Right now. You deserve that. Absolutely. Tamika is right. You will absolutely continue to learn as a coach. I'm learning stuff every single day. Every single day. And this is why I love being in different rooms, different groups with people, because then you have an opportunity to spread your gift, spread the love that you have inside of you. And somebody's going to be listening that can benefit from your program. Like Tamika, and this is just like a straight up real life case study. I was on Tamika's room on Clubhouse. Some amazing people were within the room. I'm thinking about probably closing like 3 or 4 of those people that contacted me already, simply because they heard me one time speak, just one time. And they were fascinated enough to say, I got to hear some more from this guy. I got to spend my money with him because he's somebody that's going to take me to the next level. Simply by one Clubhouse, y'all. Think about the opportunity that you're missing out because you won't open up your mouth. And it's within opening up your mouth more that people will start giving you feedback. So you'll start to believe, oh, shoot, this offer 5,000, this is easy. I need to just go ahead and put it out there because people, they waiting on it. I mean, people are literally hungry for what it is that you have to offer, but we're sitting back waiting for some special day and permission to start living our best life. We can start living it right now. And this is why I be telling y'all to listen to your affirmations. One of the happiness affirmations and joyful affirmations, first thing in the morning, will literally start your day off the right way. So then now you're walking in so much happiness and joy and confidence that when those little negative, stupid thoughts that come and say, oh, you can't do this. You never did that before. No, don't back up. You can't do it. Then you be like, no, not even paying attention to those. That voice, that thought, that doubt won't even be quick enough because you had already made the decision at that point. You already knew you was a bomb. How is it, y'all? And Jay, you're going to appreciate this much more than anybody else because you working on YouTube more than I think anybody else is on this call. How is it, y'all, that on Saturday, this past Saturday, I was reading Traffic Seekers. That was a book that we just stopped reading. Reading that book, I got a strategy and said, you know what? I'm about to get the Manny Hall show back up and running. I'm about to contact some people that will potentially be on the show. Well, I started contacting people because I was just flowing in my confidence. All these people, blue check marks, 70,000 followers, 100,000 followers, like, sure, Manny, thanks for thinking about me. I would love to be on your show. And I'm like, wait a minute. How you don't mind being on my show when I'm averaging about 2 views each video? How I probably got about 287 subscribers, but you think Manny's so incredible. Why? Because when they go to my Instagram page, they see this confident person. They see this person that got the juice, that's got fire inside of him, and he's doing everything he can to provide for his family. He's providing amazing value on these live videos when he's doing them. So I gotta be connected to somebody like that, even though they probably making way more money than me. I done interviewed several millionaires and I ain't even a millionaire yet, y'all. Come on. What's going on? It's because I've tapped into something else that doesn't even matter to them, y'all. So what if you showed up in such an amazing way too? I wonder how many leads that you will close. How many people that were saying they were interested in you will finally be like, I want to spend my money too. And Stacey, I will lie to you not. If you put an offer out there, I guarantee that you will close people within a week's time. Easy. Easy, because you're the type of person that has this heart. You're committed to helping people get to the next level. They see that, they just don't know how to spend their money with you. How frustrating would it be, y'all, to go to the grocery store? You got all this stuff in the cart. This is the first time I'm ever using this analogy. I love it though. First time that you're in the grocery store, right? You got all this stuff packed up in the cart. And you searching around and saying, well, where's the checkout? And they like, well, what do you mean? Like, I want to buy this stuff. Like, oh, well, you can't buy it. You can look at it. You can just keep hearing it, but you can't buy it and take it home. I don't have anything like that. You can't work with me. I don't have anything like that. How frustrating do you think your potential customers are with you? Like, where is the offer at? And then when they click the offer, this is for the people that already put it together. Only for the people that already put it together. They look at your offer and say, man, this is cheap. I'm not that type of person. I need something much more expensive because the type of person I am, I like buying high price stuff. See, there are some people when they go to the movie theaters, they're not just getting a large popcorn, but they're getting all the stuff that everybody else don't normally get. The high price water, the $5 water, $6 water, the $17 slushy, the nachos is $10.50 for like 15 nachos with a little bit of cheese. They only gave you 2 jalapenos, like $15 for that. People just like buying high price stuff. You have to create programs just for them. And this is why the continuity offer is really important to y'all, because some people just like subscriptions. They just like buying stuff monthly. It makes them feel like they're doing something productive. How many subscriptions do you got right now when you think about all the Primes and the Netflixes and the Hulus and the HBO Max and the what else is out there? So many out there. How many you got? How many do you got? You ain't even got to tell me because your neighbor might be like, that's too many. You probably got 8 or 9, not even thinking about it. On top of that, you might have cable. People love subscriptions because they want to be a part of the club. They want to be a part of something that makes them feel meaningful. So you got to give that to them. But they also want to spend a whole lot of money because that makes them feel good too. They want to be able to brag to their wealthy friends and say, I just got this program for $25,000. And their wealthy friends is not going to say, girl, you paid $25,000. That's a lot of money to be paying. They're not going to say that. They're going to say, can I sign up too? What's the value that you're getting out of this? Oh yeah, I just spent $30,000 on my coach. People like to have those type of discussions. But if you're somebody that's not allowing them to, you're missing the boat, y'all. You're missing the boat. When I think about companies like Bentley, right? Somebody asked one of their CEOs or leaders a while ago and said, hey, why is it that you guys don't advertise on TV? You know what they said? Because our customers aren't on TV. They're not watching TV. Think about that, y'all. Their customers ain't sitting there watching TV like all of us, but they got way more money than we got. How is it that these billionaires are working way less, but making way more money, y'all? What is it? The formula is high ticket offers. It is, because when they know they put this Bentley together, they cost $200,000, $300,000, $500,000. It's so luxurious. It has so many added benefits and all this cool stuff that people are just like, I gotta have it. I absolutely have to have. I'm about to read the chat. Y'all saying some stuff. What's going on in the chat? So I'm about to read these right now. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Good point, Justin. Yep, me too. I'm a master researcher too. I love researching. Yep, absolutely. Y'all giving the game out in the chat. Y'all might as well talk about it. Take yourselves off of mute. Matter of fact, Tamika, you keep talking, take yourself off mute and talk. Give us some of this game. Like, what are your thoughts about these offers?
I'm just listening. Just like I said in the chat, I mean, we're being selfish by not allowing them to spend their money. They want to spend their money, just like you said about Bentley and, you know, Mercedes. They're going to spend the money somewhere.
Yep.
Whether you have the offer or not, they're going to find somewhere to spend their money. And, you know, they say we're headed to a recession, but there is no shortage of funds. People are still spending money, and you just have to let them spend it with you.
Yep, absolutely. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Tamika. I appreciate that. And it's so true, y'all. Like, here's your opportunity to not only make some money, but to help somebody not make a stupid purchase on something else. Listen, they're going to buy their weave. They're going to buy that Louis Vuitton purse that they're going to wear one time, because they don't want everybody keep thinking they keep using the purse all the time. So they're going to wear it one time at that one event, put it back in the purse. You bought them red bottoms. You wore them 2 times in 2 years. 2 times in 2 years, yo. You spent all that money on it. Why not spend your money on a course, a program that can literally help change your life. There's some things that Rose is doing within her program. I'm gonna shout you out, Rose. There's some things Rose is doing inside her program. She's helping clients much more than the doggone hospitals and doctors are. Come on. Because when the average person is gonna go to the doctor and say, hey, I'm having this knee pain, I'm having a stomach pain, I want to get this weight off, what do I do? The doctor is going to say, well, I can give you some medicine, and if that one don't work, I can give you another one. If that one doesn't work and it doesn't make you die, we can try a third option. But Rose is like, I got a whole program that's going to get you the success that you're really looking for so that you can start living your best life. And all of us, y'all, are trying to get out of pain and into pleasure. Out of pain and into pleasure. And we, as the guides for them, have to take them through that journey of letting them know that I have something that's almost like this amazing pill. It's like your Tylenol, like your ibuprofen, that's going to take that pain away, but not just temporarily. But if you use this thing effectively, it can literally transform your life. You're wrong for holding that back from someone. You're wrong. Because the more you say to yourself, well, I just got to wait till I'm a little more confident. So now this person's life can't be changed because they have to wait for you to be more confident, for you to be more comfortable, for you to not walk in your fears and trepidations. Come on, y'all. It's time to offer people stuff that's going to change their life. And I believe every single one of us on the phone, on this Zoom call, can literally do that. But we have to put the offer out there and make sure that it is valuable. We have to do that. And the best way to start is to start. I know that sounds cliche, but the best way to start is simply to start. You're going to get things wrong. You're going to make some mistakes along the way. I'm here to help you. There's other people on this call that can help you, but you have to start somewhere with your offer. You will look up and you'll be like a lot of other people that are so surprised, like, wait a minute, I just made $200,000 this month. And the only thing I did was told people that this costs $25,000 to work with me. And I got a few people that said yes to that. This is crazy. My whole life just changed. And then you got to make a decision for those that still work. Do you give a 2-week notice or do you just leave on your lunch break? You got to make that decision. You got to make that decision. Do I leave on my lunch break or do I give it 2 weeks? Because if you're making $200,000 a month, y'all, do you even go talk to your manager at that point? Is it even worth an email to say I'm leaving in 2 weeks to just sit there with your other coworkers? You don't want that. It's time to go to the next level, y'all. Rose, you got a question?
Yes. Well, it was really more like a statement, I guess. So when you talked, what I noticed looking back on like when first starting to coach and that, and as over time, like you spoke to us a couple weeks ago or last week about giving yourself a raise, right? Mm-hmm. Like as I started to increase my pricing in that, I noticed that my retention rate improved. Because when the ticket point with the price point was lower, people didn't prioritize it. It's weird. It was like, okay, so actually what happened was if, they ran into a financial situation, I was the first on the chopping block because there wasn't enough value there. They weren't showing up. There wasn't enough, people, especially for a service, like they have to feel like, they're paying and that gives them value inherently. Mm-hmm. So as I started to increase the price point, those people, they have an appreciation for what it is I'm giving to them. They're showing up, which means they're getting the results. So they stay around and that increased my retention rate. So I stopped living in this like feast, famine, hell loop. It's just like people are just hanging around and, that's helpful. I still, you still have the folks that'll kind of float in and out or what have you, the short-term people, but like, that's what I've experienced. So, and that takes you to task to do better by them because they're paying you more. So that accountability falls on both of us.
Absolutely. I love that. That's good. And I'm about to put right in the chat, y'all. When people pay, they pay attention. So I said that pay attention, but when people pay, they pay attention. And this is something that my mentors told me, other people I've heard them say, and it's so true. Like when you think about how many times you got something for free, it was really hard to pay attention to it. Even if it was a lower price, it's like, it wasn't that much. I don't care. It's a couple of dollars. Who cares? Like, I'm not really paying attention. School, for instance, I know college, when I was getting all those grants and loans, I could care less. I show up in the class, have pay attention. I just want to get the grade. But when it came time where I had to actually pay like $1,000 for that class just to graduate, I was paying attention. I sure was. I was taking notes. I was reading the book. I was staying after class asking the teacher, is there anything else that you can help me with? Because I just spent $1,000 on you, bro. I need you to teach me some more stuff. You got some office hours tonight that I can call you? I want to bombard you with a whole bunch of questions because this was $1,000, sir. It was. But if you're not giving them the opportunity to pay, it's going to be hard for them to pay attention. Now, I'll say this. They will pay attention if they really, really like you and they're into your content. If you're providing a whole lot of value, they will pay attention to that. But the minute that you make an offer and then you start kind of vacillating, going back and forth, well, okay, you can't afford this. Well, how about this? Well, what about this? I could take this. How about I just take $25 for the next 3 years? Is that okay? Can you afford that? And it's just like, no, don't do it, because immediately in their minds, this isn't valuable. And the fact that you're negotiating the price so much makes me think that it's even less valuable than I thought it was. So we got to get to the point. I saw in the chat, Selena, you said you're about to do your $10,000 offer. Absolutely. Go get it. Get your money. Get your money, Selena. Get your money. It's right there waiting for you, y'all. It's right there waiting for you. So I want all of us, I'm challenging all of us tonight to go up 1,000 wherever you are right now. And if you don't have nothing, then that means I want you to charge at least 1,000. But man, you're taking me all outside my comfort zone. I ain't even charging $50 like you started with. I know. I want you guys to just try this. I want you to give it a try. So if you're charging $2,000 now, charge $3,000. And this doesn't mean you got to get rid of your other offers, because again, you can still have your core product offer, which is like your most popular offer that you're pushing out to a lot of people. You can keep that the same, but let's try to move in position to a higher ticket offer, not because you need to pay your bills, not because you're struggling right now, but simply because you want to create an excellent program that is high price for the people that want a high price type of value offer. That's why you're doing this. And as you do it, you'll start to see, like Rose just said, more consistent people closing with you simply because the offer was higher than some of these lower prices. The people like that have events and you can say, well, this is a free webinar. Those people get people that don't show up to their webinar. They might sign up and put the email address, but they never show up. Guess what? Because they don't have a reason that they have to pay attention. There's no stake in the game. It was free. But if the webinar is $20, $50, $100, oh, I'm going to be there because I just spent $100, unless I'm just a crazy millionaire and it ain't no big deal. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yep, absolutely. Y'all dropping some bombs. Y'all can turn some of these into some Instagram posts. Success is outside your comfort zone. Okay, the price is the price. When I quote the price, is not the price. Whoa, Tamika, you ain't playing. You said the price is the price. When I quote the price, that's the price. Bottom line, y'all. Let's do this, y'all. I know that might be a little bit uncomfortable for those that are just starting. So I want you over the next 7 days creating value within your program. Start to really flesh the whole thing out. If you need some assistance, definitely reach out. But now it's time to put something together that you can be offering out to people. Yep, and the price just went up. Yep, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And look, y'all, this is what somebody just told me. They said, every year stuff just goes up. Like there was a time where we were spending $1.25, $1.50 for a gallon of milk, which I don't drink milk, but for those that drink milk, that's how much it costs. Gas was a certain price. Back in the day, I remember paying $1.75 for gas. No, that was a long time ago, but there was a time. Now it's averaging $4, and this is the new norm. So if everybody else's prices is going up, why aren't yours? You gotta deal with inflation. Like, why are you lowering your prices to deal with the economy and the struggles that people are going through? No, it's time to increase the prices because you know that you're valuable. And for a lot of people that are stuck in some really crazy situations they want to get out of, you have that magic pill to be able to help them. But you have to know and believe that. And yeah, they might say, well, I don't have the money, you know, things are tough. Then you're not the right person for me, and that's okay. That is okay. You can exit stage left and you can just go back to the crowd. Y'all can watch from a distance. But if you want to work with me one-on-one or have access to my group, then that's going to cost you something. You got to be okay with that. It's time to increase the prices. It's time to start charging at least $1,000. I know what's going to happen. I already know. It's going to be all these crazy testimonies of, man, I should have been did that. Like you said 1,000. I was like, I'm about to just do 2,000 and the person paid the money. It was crazy. It happens every day, y'all. You're going to see that money is literally just a tool. That's all it is. So when people see your offer, they might have to go find the tool, but it doesn't mean that they can't grab the tool. So you're sometimes thinking of, okay, well, if it's $10,000, like if they ain't got it, like they're not going to buy it on because they just don't have it. No, when they really want that $10,000 offer, they're going to do whatever they can to go get that money and they're going to give it to you. And if you give them a payment plan, great. If you don't and say, well, it's just $10,000, listen, ma'am, listen, sir, I'm not sure when you're going to get that 10,000. You can pray, you can meditate. Here's some other strategies, but this is how much it costs for you to be able to work with me. I would love to work with you. I'm excited to work with you. I'm excited, but I'm not going to start working with you until you pay that 10,000. Facts. If you guys do this the right way, I'm telling you, you'll see so much wealth being brought to you. So Keith, let's go back to you. You said that you're a content creator. How can you monetize this amazing gift of content creation? Are you going to package it up as a company, as an agency helping to create content? How do they work with you one-on-one? How do they work with you in a group capacity? I'm gonna take you off mute. I gotta ask you to unmute. Okay, there we go. Okay, Keith, talk to me.
So right now, typically how I work with clients is they usually need some type of content for marketing or well, mostly marketing really.
Okay.
And it's some type of motion graphics or some type of video. And I pretty much create their package or campaign around what they say.
Okay.
Campaign itself ranges from $1,500. It could be all the way up to $15,000.
Okay. Okay. And in this particular example, are you doing the majority of the work?
Yeah.
Okay. So then how, go ahead.
All the way to post-production.
Okay. Okay. And then realistically, how many clients could you work with in a 3-month time frame if all of them needed, you know, a lot of work? Like realistically, how many could you afford to work with?
Probably like 4 or 5 at a time.
Okay. Okay.
Depending on how crazy the production is.
Gotcha.
And then if it gets bigger, I'd have to hire on more people to the task too.
Okay. Okay. And that was my question. To really get a better understanding of your process, because you have to always be thinking increase. So what's going to happen when you get 10 of these clients and now they're like, hey, let's roll, Keith. I want to get started. And you're like, well, look, I got to find some people now. So I would either start to find these people now and contract them out, start having some discussions of potential work that you were going to be able to push out to them, or you start to create a course where you're teaching these individuals to do that themselves. Or you start a group program, and again, it's another DIY type of thing, but you're literally just teaching them instead of you doing the implementation work yourself. Because for that implementation, I would really say that, you know, that's going to cost $5,000 to $10,000, probably even more for your time and expertise. Keith, you've been doing this for a very long time, and you're very skilled and knowledgeable what you do. They need to be spending much more money to work with you than just, I think you said $1,500 for the lowest package.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, just consider that. And we ain't even got to talk about value with you, Keith, because I already know that you're gonna bring the value. So
Right.
now just increase the prices, and maybe you start talking to a different type of crowd that isn't haggling over price. Now you're talking to corporate individuals. Now you're talking to individuals that are millionaires that got plenty of wealth to play with, especially these companies that might be able to bring you in and they're brick and mortar and they could use your services. Like, start to create packages for them. So that way you can start getting that money because you deserve it. You're really good at what you do. How many years on average do you have experience? Is it 10? Is it 15, Keith?
We're at 19 years.
Look at that, bro. 19 years. They paying you. Listen, I'm going to ask personally, Keith, on behalf of everybody else in the group, did you charge way more even than the 1,500? Did that low package goes up at least 1,000, at least?
Yeah. Now, I mean, like this whole conversation has made me be like, well, that's all I've been hearing all this week. So I feel like guys are telling me like, yeah, I need to raise my prices.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And again, we're talking about matching it up with the value, but with 19 years, you probably could close your eyes, have two hands behind your back, and still help them.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, everything is easy. Everything is easy. I mean, I because I do contracted work as well, you know, in my business. I actually edit for like Democratic marketing firms. So I make a lot of the, you know, political ads that show up on TV. And I charge more for those than I do for a lot of like other productions that I've done. Like those I literally charge more like $1,000 for a minute ad.
Okay. Okay. And what has been some of the hesitancy about charging more? Is it like they're probably gonna say, no, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this, so I might as well take something? Like, what are some of the thoughts that's going through your head?
To be honest, it's sort of like I always ask like, what is your budget and what can you pretty much what can you do?
Okay.
And I usually say, okay, this is my low point, and then I sort of tell them, okay, this is how much I can do for that. And so it either makes them alter their dream or they just give up.
Keith, I like they said they gonna have to alter that dream, because what you got $500 work with, well, you better stop dreaming that big. I got this little dream that you can achieve for $500. You want that one?
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
I got you. So here's what I would do. I would start to, and I don't even tell people to do this a lot, but I think in your case, I would try it. I think maybe for the next month or two, for you to do some cold calling to different businesses, as well as like some cold DMs on Instagram, Facebook for business owners that you know potentially could use your help in the city. So that way you're not driving to California for a job. But if somebody in California want to fly you out and spend 30, 40,000, great, I'll take it. But start to have some conversations with almost the thought of, I don't care if you reject my offer, I'm just practicing. See what I'm saying? So to build up this particular muscle of making an offer. And for these, I'm going to ask you not even to say like, what's your budget? Like, okay, what exactly do you need? Okay, I'm going to come back with a quote. I'm going to take some time and think about exactly what you want. I'm going to email you over a quote. And when you email over that quote, this is basically considering your time, your talent, your expertise, and what you can do for them. You will be surprised, Keith, of the people that will jump on that offer. You will be surprised. And if some of y'all want to take that same strategy, go ahead and use it. Like, it definitely works. It's something that I did early on within my business because I wanted to kind of get that muscle stronger, that I didn't care about the rejection or you not wanting to work with me. I had to start realizing that I'm not here to find leads. I'm literally here to become findable. And as I become findable, these people that want to work with me, they're going to see me. But the strategy of like doing the cold DMs, this is literally to say, hey, I exist for those that didn't know. Do you want some of this? Well, no, I can't. Okay, great. Keep moving. Now I'm just sourcing. I'm just going through the crowd to see who's there, who has the money to be able to work with me. Because again, with your expertise and skill, you should literally be dominating in our city, bro. Dominating to the point where they're talking about you on radio shows, you all in magazines. you in the Ohio Hall of Fame for what you do. Because on the, like my wife told me about you years ago, Keith, and we've been married for, shoot, hold on, almost 6 years. You know what I'm saying? So if your name has already been out there, now capitalize on that. Start to talk about your social proof that you already got, meaning all the individuals that you've already worked with. Throw that in people's face. Like, listen, I will send somebody my Better Business Bureau link in a minute to show people that I work with. Hey, I want to make sure that you've seen this. I want to make sure, look at it, because people feel more comfortable when they see that they're not the only crazy person that's about to spend money with you, especially thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And if you can show them this proven track record that you have, it's going to be a lot easier to close some of those sales.
Gotcha.
Makes sense, bro? I want you to win. And I want you to be the type of person that come back to me and say, Manny, this year was been absolutely bananas. I made way more money than I ever thought I could, simply by charging a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's yours for the taking. Yep, credibility goes a long way. The price is the price, not determined by their budget. Yep. If they can't find you, they can't pay you. You better make all of these some quotes. Tamika, you giving out the game with these things. You better make these some Instagram posts or Facebook to put it on there. But it's literally, y'all, the way for us to succeed. It's the way for us to succeed. Every other culture, other than us within our community of Black folks, people getting paid a whole lot of money, y'all. And they're not caring anymore. There's a really great book called Rejection Proof. For those that want to check that out. It started with this guy doing his documentary. He went to all of these different places, like he went into Dunkin' Donuts and said, hey, can y'all make me some Olympic donuts? And he was almost expecting to be rejected. And the manager said, you know what? We're going to do it. And he was like, oh, shoot. He knocked on one guy's door and said, can I do karate in your backyard? And the dude was like, what? Okay, I guess you can be on my backyard and do karate. And it was like all of these weird things that he thought he was going to be rejected for, that people actually said yes. So it just literally showed, and why he wrote that book, literally showing that rejection is not really what we think it is. And it's not like a big bad monster. It's just somebody saying that I don't want it at the time for whatever reason. But if we never try, we have no idea the yes that is actually behind the door, y'all. But there's so much money that we could be making. Jay, you, okay. Yep, that was a good book. The offer you don't make is the offer no one can take. Come on, Tamika. Come on, Tamika. Write the book on making the offer. Write the book on, make a book and call it Make the Offer. Straight up. Detach yourself from the outcome. Okay, I see y'all. Y'all dropping bombs. Listen, we got so many comments in the doggone chat. Like, y'all are killing it tonight. Y'all are really helping. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, before we go, in the chat, I want y'all to put a 1 if you are committed to raising your prices. Put a 2 if you're still scared, and that's okay. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing to you. Ain't nobody gonna shame you. If you feel like you're not really there yet, that's okay. We can talk through it. But if you know that you're ready, put that 1 there. Oh, good, good, good. And I think that Rejection Proof might be on YouTube too, but make sure that y'all are listening to exactly what to say, because this is kind of going to help you with some of the language and wording to say. But yeah, Rejection Proof is on YouTube. And guys, y'all will be surprised if you like reading books, like, you know, actually like an ebook, you'll be surprised how many books is for totally free just on Google. The PDF is just right there. So like some of y'all favorite books, go out there and try to find them so that y'all can tap in. It's learning all of these type of techniques and strategies and mindsets and wealth mindsets that is really going to get you to the next level. I kept having my stinking thinking. I had some stinking thinking, y'all, that wasn't helping me succeed. So I had to switch my mindset up so that I can understand and believe that I'm actually worth all the money, all the success that I believe that I can really have. So let's go. Yep. Change your mind, change your life. Absolutely. Okay, y'all. So we are getting out of here. If there's no questions, I will send you over the link to this video that we did tonight, and we'll just move on from there. I'm really excited for everybody. I really think that this is going to be the year that you're going to be massively successful. If you still need some help crafting your offer, reach out to me. I'm here to help. I want you to succeed. You're not by yourself. Don't feel like you're on this island by yourself. You're not. Let's put that thing together so you can start getting paid. All right. All right. Peace and blessings, y'all.